keep it 100 because it's time for Hub's Huddle Podcast. Listen to the man that talks sports from football to basketball 24/7, 365. He is known as the average Joe that knows more than average about sports.
What's up, man?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Hub.
What's up, everybody? It's Thursday, October 3rd, 2019. Welcome to October already, man. The year's almost over, y'all. The fall season is kicking in. Could be better weather. Yesterday we had like the 90s, like it was in July. Today we're in the 60s. Good old fashioned pneumonia weather. Man, week number 5 already. Last week, man, terrible week for your boy, man. Man, look, it was so many upsets. It just didn't make any sense, man. I finished last week, man, 7-8. I think that's my worst week, so far between this year and last year of doing this stuff, man. On the season, I'm 28, 18-1. I'm looking to bounce back, man. The biggest let down for me was the Rams. The Buccaneers came in and punched them clean in the mouth. But your boy was practically spot on, man, with that Bills and Pats game, man. I had it, had it 17-9. The score was 16-10. Like I was telling people, man, Patriots fans, man, I'm like, yo, you thinking, you're just going to just steamroll Buffalo, man. Them dudes is pretty good, man. That defense is awesome. And also, the Colts had let me down, man. It was a bad betting week and the bad picks overall for my spread, man. And looking at this week here, man, we got Seattle and the Rams kicking off week 5 tonight on Thursday night football. But let's get into a little bit of news, man. Of course, everybody's hearing about Stefon Diggs and his and all these rumors, man. You know what, man? It's a guy, man. He's on Twitter. Follow him, and him. And one of my sources, man, this dude Mo Chanel on Twitter, he came out with this Stefon Diggs stuff. He had him going to the Patriots, basically saying they were in deep conversations about the trade. This was on Sunday night, y'all. And of course, rumors swirl, and I heard the same thing from somebody else, from one of my sources that is like in the situation. So I'm sitting here like, oh, well, maybe it's really true, and people were discrediting, Mo Chanel, basically like, calling him, fake news, this and that, just like, people troll on Twitter. You had Tommy Kern come out and basically say, oh, it's not going down. But then today we get an alert that says, Stefon Diggs wants out. And then you get Stefon Diggs, talking about, yeah, it's truth to all rumors, so it make you believe like, okay, like this dude Mo, man, this dude went on WEI yesterday, up there in Boston. He got on and he spoke with, like what he got from his source. And these knuckleheads, man, they basically like, act like he was crazy, pretty much like, like everybody has sources and not, and everybody's not right. Even, Rap Sheet gets stuff wrong. You know what I mean? So it's not like, this dude, like, I believed him, because I heard it from somewhere else. So I was like all in. I'm tweeting him like, yo, bro, like, I heard from somebody, from another place, like, this is actually what's going on, whether it goes down or not, but this dude, man, he is the one that gave us, the Minka Fitzpatrick trade going over there to Pittsburgh. And if you all recall, this trade went down. It broke on like Monday Night Football, like a few weeks back. This dude had this trade like a day before it happened, and he was like talking about the picks and everything that was going. And when I first read it, I'm like, oh, really? Because everybody was pegging, Fitzpatrick to go out here to Kansas City, and it's like, So you looking at this stuff and you like, all right, but he had it before the news broke, man. Like, yo, like, put some respect on this man's name. Like, like I said, every source, man, and not all rumors come out to be true. But if you hearing something, don't act like the dude is just completely crazy when, hey, this dude's been reporting this stuff and he's been giving the juice out before it even happened. So, you know what I mean? So he had the Fitzpatrick trade a day before it happened. He started talking about the Diggs stuff on Sunday night. Basically what he's saying is that the same thing that I heard is basically like, what's holding this whole deal, from going down is basically the cap with New England. And we know what New England's cap look like. And we know, like, hey, you got $5 million sitting over there in dead cap with Antonio Brown. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at their cap and I'm like, well, maybe, if it does go down, they can, extend somebody like McCourty or Hightower, you know what I'm saying? Just to try to make it work, but who knows, man? If it goes down, it goes down. If Diggs get traded to New England, if Diggs get traded to somewhere else, at the end of the day, you need to credit the guy who broke the story first. So shout out to Mo Chanel, who came out on Twitter. And you know what, bro? If you listening, don't listen to them bozos on WEI. That morning show over there. Not everybody over there is bozos, but that morning show, man, it's something wrong with them jokers. But yeah, but anyway, man, it looked like he could be on the move. Who knows? He's not happy in Minnesota. And if you look at what Minnesota's going from, they went from pass happy last year to now they're running 80% of their offense is run plays with Dalvin Cook. So, Cook is getting to work. You know what I'm saying? So, just looking at it like Thielen called out, Cousins come up with a half-baked apology. So, man, who knows, man? You got Diggs over there that's pretty, upset. And he wants out pretty much. So, if Minnesota's going to trade him, who knows? Maybe this would be another, Jalen Ramsey situation, which pretty much what I'm hearing now is that from another source is that, Philadelphia is going to, ramp up the offer for him. I had put on my page like a week ago, basically like they wanted to offer like Zach Ertz and somebody else. And I said, why would you want to give up your best offensive weapon? And, I got people, of course, Eagles fans, chime in, with their stuff. But my thing is this, like, you really can't rely on Deshaun Jackson. You can't rely on, Alshon Jeffrey more so than you can rely on, Zach Ertz. You got Deshaun Jackson out there. He's hurt. He's still dealing with the abdominal or whatever it is, growing, whatever. It's always something, these runners, these sprinters, these speedsters, they always got some type of like injury that's down low. But you can't really rely on him. Like he's not going to play Sunday against the Jets, and so we'll see if he's going to be back the week after. I think he's coming back the week they play the Cowboys to bring him back then. But Jeffrey's always banged up. Zach Ertz is probably your most reliable target for Carson Wentz, and plus they have that chemistry there. Yeah, if you take away Zach Ertz, you're forcing Carson to go elsewhere with the ball. As you can see in Week 1, he went directly to Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson with those big plays single-handedly got Philadelphia to win. You know what I'm saying? Over Washington. And you see in the past couple of weeks, they really missed Deshaun Jackson. I mean, hey, they got past Green Bay by running the football. Hey, but Green Bay's, as we've seen for the past 3 weeks, leading up to the Philadelphia game, that run defense has been suspect. Well, the past 2 weeks leading up to the Philadelphia game. The Philadelphia game makes 3 weeks. That run defense has been giving up a ton of yards to running backs. You had Denver, with those backs, they ran all over Green Bay's defense. You had Dalvin Cook in the losing effort. They ran all over Green Bay's defense. Then Philly come in. Jordan Howard put in work and ran all over Philadelphia's defense. So, I mean, not Philadelphia's defense, the Packers. Sorry, guys. But that's why it looks so, big for Dallas coming in to, playing Green Bay on Sunday. This should be a week that Zeke Elliott gets off and gets going. Like, he hasn't been really like, dominant. This might be a Zeke game on Sunday at 4. When they play the Packers. And speaking of the Packers, Devontae Adams most likely to be out. He still hasn't been back to practice, and also the rumors about Emmanuel Sanders, that he's possibly the Denver is fielding offers for him, and one of the teams that is interested is the Packers due to Devontae Adams' situation. And, I think that would be a good pickup for the Packers, over there. So, hey, it should be, that deal might get done. Who knows? But, hey, like, Emmanuel Sanders going out there getting passes thrown by Aaron Rodgers in comparison to Joe Flacco. Yeah, that's a way better situation. And plus, the Broncos are on 4 right now. I mean, they're just trending down. But and like I said, Devontae Adams probably will not be playing Sunday against the Cowboys. He still hasn't been at practice. For the Indianapolis Colts, you got T.Y. Hilton came back to practice today. So basically, he might be, a full go on Sunday. Who knows? I think if T.Y. Hilton plays Sunday night against the Chiefs, I think it's going to be a lot of points scored. I think, that Chiefs secondary is still suspect to me. The Colts, of course, going against Patrick Mahomes and that offense, they're going to put up some points. So I think it's going to be a whole lot of points going down. As far as the Giants go and Saquon Barkley, he's not, he hasn't been ruled out against the Vikings, but I'm thinking that they probably keep him out. He got that high ankle sprain, and they showed him, cutting in practice. He looking good, but I don't know if they're going to, risk him bringing him back. They're going to be they're going to be on a short week also. They have the Vikings on Sunday, then they play New England on next Thursday night. So who knows? Maybe he comes back against the Pats, or maybe he comes back Sunday. He hasn't been ruled out yet, so we'll see. More to come on that situation. But let's get into tonight's game. Got the Rams traveling to CenturyLink, man, to take on the Seattle Seahawks tonight, man. Listen, first off, the over on this game is 50. I'm taking the over. I feel like it's going to be a lot of points scored between Jared Goff and that offense, plus coming off that terrible loss. And then you got, Russell Wilson and what he does on his side with that offense. The main problem here for me is, this Rams offensive line, which is terrible. And also, where is Todd Gurley? Like, I mean, is he still hurt? Is something going on? It's like, you let Jared Goff pass 68 times last week. Like, for what? I really don't understand. You got one of the best backs in the league and you're not using him. I don't know if they're phasing him out. I've been hearing some things like, actually he hasn't been really utilized that much since they played the Bears last year, and that kind of shut him down. Like, he was using the Cowboys game in the playoffs, but that was pretty much it. But this year he hasn't really been, utilized as well. You got Goff throwing 68 passes last week. Man, you throwing 68 times, man, you're not going to win the game. Turnovers, everything, man. But, and that offensive line is so weak against the pass blocking. They're last in run blocking. That might be it too. They're just so terrible in run blocking that they just don't want to run the ball. They just want to sit back there and pass it. But then you go up against the Seattle pass rush, man. With Ziggy, Jadeveon Clowney. I think Jadeveon scored last week. These dudes are playing better each week. They're starting to gel in this offense. Quentin Jefferson is having a good season. Michael Kendricks is blitzing like nothing right now. This dude is playing great as well. It's gonna be a big test for this this Rams offensive line if they can contain these guys and give Goff some time. I think they will. I mean, normally these Thursday night games be kind of like a little like snore a little bit. I think this one we're gonna get a lot of points tonight. I think like I said, this is a divisional game. NFC West, San Fran is on top of the division right now. So we'll see how it all shakes out. I like the Rams tonight, though. I like them. I had 34-27 over Seattle. I just think Rams offense still explosive. I think Cooper Kupp's gonna have a good game tonight. If I was you guys, you got Jared Goff in your in your fantasy league, or you playing the one night DraftKings joint, I will start Jared Goff. I will start Cooper Kupp. I'll plug those dudes in. You can even start, Russell Wilson. He's gonna have a game too. I think he's gonna put up some numbers tonight too. Cause like I said, I'm not sold on the Rams defense as well. Like that their secondary. Yeah, they got Talib. Them dudes, jokers old, man. So I'm just not, sold on both of these guys. I think the Rams secondary is better than what the Seahawks have, bottom line. I think the Seahawks secondary is just garbage. I mean, but they just got, that pass rush that can really get to the quarterback and attack. So that's why I think this is going to be a very interesting matchup. I think there's going to be a lot of points score. I'm taking the over. I think the over is 50. This game is actually a pick 'em. But I'm picking the Rams, man. I like them 34-27 over Seattle. And that's pretty much it, man. That's it for me today, guys. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for continue to show support to the podcast. If you're new to the show, man, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Hey, come on here a few times a week, talk to you guys, give you my point of view of what's going on. And now, since I'm in the mix of things, man, I got some sources, man. So I'm gonna start delivering, some a little bit of rumors out there, be floating them out there to y'all. So, just keep it locked and loaded, man. If you on Instagram at Hubs Huddle, Facebook Hubs Huddle, Twitter Hubs Huddle. This podcast is on Podbean, iTunes, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Caster. It's a bunch of different platforms this podcast is on. You can just Google it into your search engine. Pop up Hubs Huddle will pop up wherever, everywhere else. You can just click on that. So you ain't got to download a specific app to get it. Some of you guys got iPhones with iTunes. Hey, man, search Hubs Huddle. It's right in there. Same thing with the Google with the Google Play, the Google Pod, the Google Music, excuse me. Just pop in, Hubs Huddle to show up. Same thing, you got iHeartRadio. Pop it in on there. Spotify, TuneIn Radio. Pretty much everywhere, man. I'm doing this for y'all, it's for the people. Like I said, man, this is it for me today. I'm going to enjoy this Thursday night matchup. I'm doing this, finally got a chance to do it a few hours before kickoff instead of doing it by like an hour or like 30 minutes before kickoff. So, you guys enjoy this Thursday night football game, and we going to try to get on track, man. I need to get a win on Thursday night. I feel like I get a win tonight, I'm going to have a beautiful weekend, the rest of my picks. So I'll be back, Sunday with the remaining week 5 picks. Got some big games. Like I said, Packers and the Cowboys are playing Sunday. You got the game in London with the not with the Rams, but the Bears and the Oakland Raiders out there. It's gonna be a good week. Well, a lot of good games. Like I said, that Monday nighter with the 49ers and the Browns going to be pretty good. The Saints and the Buccaneers going to be sneaky good as well, y'all. And also, the Jaguars and the Panthers. I think, with those guys, with Kyle Allen going up against Gardner Minshew, it's going to be a pretty good matchup, man. And also that Sunday night game with the Colts and the Chiefs gonna be pretty good as well. Patrick Mahomes is 1-2 in career record in Sunday night games, so you might, it's gonna be a good game too, man. But until next time, man, y'all keep it locked and loaded, man. The Hubs Huddle, and it's your boy, and I'm out. Peace.